And we welcome you into the Gamecocks Sports Network on this Saturday afternoon as Jacksonville State's women's basketball squad set to take on Western Kentucky on the road. The second of two matchups this season between the Gamecocks and the Lady Toppers. Of course, Western Kentucky with a 62-52 win at the Pete back on January 13th. The Gamecocks were in the middle of a four-game losing streak back then. That actually started the four-game losing skid for JSU, but they have turned it around as of late. They are now winners of 3 in a row and trying to make it a season-best 4 in a row as they take on WKU today at EA Diddle Arena in Bowling Green, Kentucky. I'm Logan Maddox. I'll be with you for today's broadcast. Again, broadcasting remotely due to COVID-19, but regardless, thankful for the ESPN Plus broadcast from the fine folks at Western Kentucky, and thank you to you as well for joining us on this weekend afternoon. Gamecocks 9-12 overall and 4-5 in conference play after a big win 2 nights ago on the road at Sam Houston. They trailed by 10 points going into the final stands of 43-33, but a 25-point fourth quarter turned it all around for Jacksonville State as they picked up a 58-56 win over the Bearcats on the road. Third win in a row. Jack State is undefeated here in the month of February and trying to keep that up as we head to February 10th and the first ever meeting in Bowling Green, Kentucky between the Lady Toppers and the Gamecocks. 11th year head coach Rick Petrie does have experience in this arena, however. His teams at South Alabama played at Diddle Arena 12 times. They went just 2-10 when he was leading the Jaguars. That was, of course, most recently back in 2012, 2013, so it's been a minute. But you say that to note that Western Kentucky has historically always been good at home, and this will be no easy feat to knock them off in the Bluegrass State this afternoon. Now for Jacksonville State, had a big showing from Brianna Rhodes last time out. She got her first career double-double versus Western Kentucky. She's back in the starting lineup alongside Elsie Harris, Crystal Ison, Madison McCoy, and Brooklyn McDaniel. All things considered, the same starting five that we've seen for much of the conference slate for Jacksonville State. We'll have the starters for Western Kentucky as the opening tip is underway. Jacksonville State wins it. Brianna Rhodes catches it in the backcourt. And the Gamecocks moving right to left as we get underway. They find Madison McCoy from 3, and that one's just a bit short and rebounded by the Lady Toppers. Pulled down by the athletic 5'5" guard Alexis Meade. She had a team-high 18 points in the first showing in Calhoun County earlier this season. Meade passes it away. That was number 22 who caught it, Caitlin Staley, the 6'3" freshman from Augusta, Georgia, and she is fouled, pulled to the floor. Looks like they're going to get Brianna Rhodes. Actually, not sure who they got on the foul. We'll check that for you, but nevertheless, Western Kentucky hangs on to the ball. It's Alexis Meade just to the right of the point. She steps around Elsie Harris, lobs down low for Alexis Staley, and it's stolen. Throws it right to Elsie Harris as she was trying to save it from going out of bounds. Still no score, about 50 seconds in, and Brooklyn McDaniel will airball a three-pointer. It's rebounded at the baseline and then knocked out. It'll stay with the Gamecocks. Brianna Rhodes with an offensive rebound that time down low. And Jacksonville State will pass it in. It was knocked out of her hands by Alexis Meade. Harris, a high pass into Rhodes, drives in, and it's blocked by Staley. Ball on the floor, and Meade will win the scramble for it. She'll roll it to Staley, still loose, and finally Western Kentucky comes away with it. The senior guard, Teresa Faustino, calms down that scrabble for it and tosses in the corner, a 3-ball up and just off the mark. Western Kentucky nearly taking the lead early here, but corner 3 doesn't go, and Jacksonville State gets the rebound, and Elsie Harris will travel. Bringing it down on the opposite end, Elsie took that extra step, and Josie Gilvin, who missed that 3 just a moment ago, will pass it in for the Hilltoppers. If you're just joining us, no score, 8:34 to go here in the first period of play. Bowling Green, Kentucky, Jacksonville State taking on the Lady Toppers of Western Kentucky. We'll shout out the Jack State coaching staff here in just a minute as the Lady Toppers have it. It's Alexis Meade straight away. Fakes a drive. She'll back it up on the wing. Pass down low to Staley. Now back outside. This is Gilvin, the freshman, a 3, and she sinks it. Josie Gilvin, said freshman, rather, the sophomore 6-foot guard who can shoot it from anywhere. She showed it at Jack State in the earlier showdown this year, and she puts Western on top in this one, 3-0. Took 2 minutes, but we have our first points of this game, and now the Gamecocks will look to respond with Elsie Harris. A bounce pass to Brianna Rhodes in the lane, and stripped out of her hands. Alexis Mead will come away with it. In transition ahead to Faustino, double pump, layup, no good. She got the rebound. They'll pass back out. This 3-ball is airballed, and they will not save it. Aaliyah Pitts did not get enough on that attempt from the arc, and it sails out of bounds. Gilvin, the guard from Louisville, Kentucky, tried to save it, leapt out of bounds, but her foot was on the line. 7:32 to go here in this first period of play. Jack State trailing 3-0. And the Lady Toppers pressing, we saw plenty of that in the first showdown this year. This is Jasmine Spencer jogging it up the left side of the floor at Diddle Arena. She'll set up shop on the left wing. Moving to the right side now to McDaniel, the sophomore from Heflin. Now back to Madison McCoy. Senior from Knoxville, Tennessee. Back over to Jasmine Spencer. And now to McDaniel in the corner, passing around a lot. The shot clock winding down, and a steal. McDaniel lost it. Gilvin comes away with the ball. Over to the point guard, Alexis Mead, who stops at the baseline. To Faustino at the free throw line, and now she'll walk it back around to the left wing. Gamecock man-man defense has done pretty well so far, but Josie Gilvin open again. She's got all 5 for the Lady Toppers. A long 2 finds nylon, and it's 5-0 Western Kentucky. 6.5 to go in the opening period of play. Jasmine Spencer, the JUCO transfer from Hillsborough Community College, just inside the three-point line. Goes back to the right to McDaniel. Brooklyn, who had a heck of a freshman year, still looking to make some strides as a sophomore. Finds McCoy in the corner, 3-ball off the back of the rim. And Jacksonville State still without a bucket. McDaniel to Spencer, right side wide open is Crystal Ison, and she makes them pay. A big 3 and a big response for Crystal Ison and the Gamecocks. It's 5-3. It took 4 minutes, but Jack State has their first points of the day. And Faustino driving layup, no good. She got her own rebound, though. That's where they're trying to kill their opponents, is the offensive boards, and it's helping so far. The second chance point's good, as I think they gave it off that time. Number 2, Aaliyah Pitts, took it right down the middle of the lane and finished with a putback. 7-3, 5.5 left. Brianna Rhodes' floater's a bit short. Took a lot of contact that time, but no foul called on Caitlin Staley. Alexis Mead with the board. She's dancing around Jasmine Spencer. No look pass, and it fooled everybody, including her teammate. Off the hands of Staley and out of bounds. That was a dirty, dirty move from Alexis Mead. And Staley will check out. They show a replay of that perfect no-look pass from Alexis Mead. I mean, she deked out McDaniel and Spencer for sure for Jacksonville State, but Staley was just a bit too late, not expecting that. Gamecocks get around the press this time with Rachel Johnson on the far side, who's checked in. Now to Jazz Spencer, open 3, got it. And Jacksonville State trails by just a point now, halfway through the first. It's 7-6, 2 threes, one by Ison and one by Spencer. And Odette Betancourt checks in for Western Kentucky. Lady Toppers go to Faustino, backing down in the lane, gets around the defender, layup off the rim, no good. And out of bounds, last touched by Asia Barkley. That takes us to the media timeout here in the first period. 4:44 left, and Western Kentucky leads by a point. It's 7-6 here on the Gamecock Sports Network. Stay with us. And we're back with you here on the Gamecocks Sports Network. Midway through the first period, Jack State trailing Western Kentucky 7-6 on the road at EA Diddle Arena in Bowling Green, Kentucky. The Gamecocks picked up their second road win of the season on Thursday night against Sam Houston and trying to make it 3-9 on the road if they can come out on top with Western Kentucky. Just the second ever meeting between these two teams. Jack State lost in the first meeting between the two squads earlier this year at the Pete, 62-52. Trailing by a point halfway through this first period, Western Kentucky will have the ball. They lead it by a point, and they won't have the ball for long. They throw it right out of bounds off the inbound pass. It was caught by Meade. She went left side and threw it to Jack State head coach Rick Petrie, who's in his 11th season leading the Gamecocks. And Jack State will take over after that turnover. Jasmine Spencer crosses the timeline. In the bottom near side corner, she's trapped and tosses it right to a Lady Topper. Layup on the other end, no good. Missed by Gilvin, but an offensive rebound put back off to the right by Odette Betancourt. And Jacksonville State will come away with the rebound that time. Asia Barkley, the junior from nearby Anniston, comes away with the board. Over to Spencer, who crosses around a defender, puts up a three, and it's just short. Rebounded by Barkley, ripped at by Betancourt, and a jump ball is called. I think Betancourt might have got hit in the face at the end of the play by Barkley inadvertently. And she'll fall to the floor. Jump ball should keep it with Jacksonville State, however, and Betancourt appears to be all right. Yeah, and it was not a hard contact. They show the replay, and Betancourt barely. She definitely sold for the foul is all I can say. It was not a pure elbow to the nose. The backside of the arm of Asia Barkley made contact with the face of Betancourt at the end of the play. They're going to take a look at it just to make sure it's not a flagrant. And while they take a look at it, we'll tell you a bit more about this matchup. Again, Jacksonville State coming in 9-12, 4-5 on the year. Western Kentucky, on the other hand, 14-10 and 5-4 in league action. You know about the Lady Toppers and the success that they have had historically in Conference USA. Just last year, they went to the conference title game out in Texas and came up just shy of upsetting Middle Tennessee in the championship game. They are led by sixth-year head coach Craig Collins. Jack State led by 11th season head coach Rick Petrie, 167 wins in Jacksonville. And in his 24 years as head coach, 387 victories. Was head coach at South Alabama for 13 years before taking the job here at Jacksonville State. He is helped by 11th-year assistant Eric Wise, first-year assistant coaches Destiny Thomas and Kayvon Towns, director of basketball operations Harley Cook, and graduate assistant Preston Odom. And they show the Gamecock huddle right now as Petrie's drawing up a new play for the team. It will be Gamecock basketball, assuming that there's no flagrant foul. They're still taking a look at the replay, the officials at the scorer's table. Odette Betancourt was one of three Lady Toppers that scored in double figures the first time these two teams played. The others were Alexis Meade, who had 18, Betancourt had 12, and Destiny Salary, the Jonesboro, Arkansas native, who we have not seen yet in this game for WKU. Not sure if she is injured or what. The officials are still looking at this replay. There's 4:02 left in the first period. Jack State trailing by a point, 7-6. And they are looking to see if there's a flagrant foul. Asia Barkley was tied up with Odette Betancourt of WKU, and on a jump ball right after the whistle was blown, Barkley accidentally made contact with Betancourt on the face as she was still ripping away trying to get the ball back. And it was not an elbow to the face. It did not seem intent. I didn't see intent, and it didn't seem extremely violent either. Betancourt definitely flopped trying to get the call. But we will see what the official ruling is on this play. They're bringing in both head coaches. And Petrie is asking for an explanation, both he and Greg Collins. Petrie looks upset, and I would venture to say that that may not bode well for the Gamecocks. So they are going to alert the scorer's table now. And it looks like they are going to rule that it was intentional on Barkley. So it is they are going to throw a foul on Asia Barkley out of this. Petrie is obviously upset. Alexis Mead's going to shoot the technical free throws. Technical foul on Barkley. And the first free throw is up and in from Alexis Mead. Missed the first one, makes the second one. And Western will have the ball. So if they score here, I mean, this is a big swing. It's still early in this game, but Gamecocks would have had a chance to take their first lead. Lady Toppers pass it over to Odeth Betancourt, coming near side. A bounce pass to Faustino on the right wing. Screen set by Gilvin. They'll pass back to her on the wing. She'll heave up a three, and she sinks it. What has gotten into Josie Gilvin? She's got 8 points. I'm not sure if she scored in the first showing between these two teams. And there's that big swing of things after a technical foul that is pretty 50-50. It's 11-6 Western. Gamecocks rocketed in the corner to Johnson, now to Eisen, who drives in. On the wing, this is Maya Barnes, who checked in just a moment ago. It's ripped at by Gilvin. Barnes gets it back. Goes to Spencer on the wing. 5 on the shot clock. A bounce pass in the paint to Barkley. Now on the wing, Johnson. 3 is blocked out of bounds by Gilvin. The 6-foot sophomore is showing out right now for Western. 8 points and a massive block. She's got 2 steals already. And we are just over halfway through with this first period. The Gamecocks lose a possession after a huge block by Gilvin. Sends it out of bounds at the end of the shot clock. Now Jack State on defense, trailing by 5 with 3:01 to go in this first period. It's Odeth Betancourt on the wing. Takes it to the free throw line. Tipped by Barkley. They get it back. Faustino on the left side. Jukes around a defender, drives in the paint, and throws it away. Rachel Johnson comes away with it. The graduate transfer up the center of the floor. Passes in the corner to Maya Barnes. 3, got it. Third bucket of the day for Jacksonville State, all of them from long range, and Maya Barnes cuts the deficit to 2. It's 11-9. 2:28 and ticking in this opening period. Mid-range jumper off the mark from Mead and pulled down by Crystal Eisen. Crosses over Gilvin at half court, takes it in the paint, kicks it in the corner, a 3 for the lead. No good for Rachel Johnson, and Western gets the rebound. Teresa Faustino, the international product, I believe from Portugal, comes away with a rebound that time. Goes to the right side to Pitts, who drives down low, and it's lost, blocked. She got it back, put back, no good. And then out of bounds off of Jasmine Spencer. So Western Kentucky will have possession and throw it in underneath their own basket. Give a block to Maya Barnes as they show that replay, as she is the one that initially rejected Aaliyah Pitts. Pitts taller than Barnes at 6 foot. Listed at 6 foot. She looks more like 6'1" or 6'2". But it will be Lady Topper ball. They lead it by 2 points, just under 2 minutes to go in this first period as Samaya Steele checks in for the Gamecocks. Inbounds pass, jumper off that pass is no good for Western Kentucky. Missed by number 32, Karis Allen. And Jacksonville State comes away with the board. Samaya Steele gets it. Bounce pass to Barkley, now back to Steele, the Alabama State transfer. A 2-time Miss Alabama basketball. Over to Crystal Eisen, drives inside, and the layup is good to tie it at 11. First time Jacksonville State has scored on something that wasn't a three-pointer. Crystal Eisen with a team-high 5 points now, and it's 11-all. 80 seconds to go in this first period at Western Kentucky. Gamecocks trailed by as many as 5, but on a 5-0 run here. Josie Gilvin passes straight away to Aaliyah Pitts. She'll walk it to the right side. Back to the left to Alexis Mead, open for 3, but just short. Rebounded by Pitts. Over to Allen, and the putback no good. At the end of the play, rebounded by Maya Barnes, and then a reach in on Alexis Mead. 54.4 seconds to go in this first period. We apologize for what was kind of a crazy play and wasn't sure what was going to happen earlier this period. It just went in as a technical foul on Asia Barkley, and of course she's able to stay in the game, and she has played pretty well for most of this first period. Samaya Steele on the right wing, coming back to the left to Rachel Johnson, the Georgia Southern transfer. Rockets one to Steele. Now a handoff to Eisen, looping around in the lane, and it's blocked by Gilvin. Ahead to Alexis Mead. Nobody in front of her. The layup is good. Defense turning into points once again for the Lady Toppers, and the shot clock is off as we're at 20 seconds to go in this first period. Western on top, 13-11. It's Samaya Steele standing on the right side, coming back to the left wing. She'll stop there. A pass to Madison McCoy, down low, tipped and stolen. Alexis Mead gets it, 3 seconds left. Down the floor to Gilvin, layup at the horn is no good. And that does it for the first period of play. Jacksonville State trails by as many as 5. They tie it up, but then a late basket by Western Kentucky has them up by 2, 13-11 as we head to the second here on the Gamecock Sports Network. Stay with us. And we are back with you here on the Gamecock Sports Network. Some Saturday afternoon hoops up in the Bluegrass State. As we head to the second period of play, Jacksonville State trailing at Western Kentucky 13-11. Now, of course, this is not the only game going on in conference play today. This is one of 4 matchups in CUSA action. Middle Tennessee hosting Florida International right now, and it's still early, second period of play. But it's looking like might have an interesting finish is all we can say in that one. More on that and the rest of the scores in just a moment. Jacksonville State ball as we start the second, and Josie Gilvin takes a hard tumble, something away from the play, and it looks like it will be a foul on her. When you see a defender fall like that, you wonder if it's going to be a moving screen or something of that nature, but fortunately for Jacksonville State, that wasn't it. Gilvin's up and okay. She was in the way of Crystal Eisen as Crystal went for a jump pass in the paint, and they call a blocking foul on her. Inbound to Rachel Johnson. Floater no good. Rebounded by the Gamecocks, though. Samaya Steele back to Eisen. To the right side of Steele. In the corner, Johnson. Rachel spins. She's double-teamed. Throws it almost away. Madison McCoy gets it. McCoy straight away. Fakes a long two. Passes back out. This is Ison open a three for the lead. Too much on it. Airballed and rebounded by Western. Alexis Meade galloping down the floor to Odeth Betancourt on the right side. Now back left they go to Aaliyah Pitts. Pitts has had an impressive start to this game. Hasn't had it happen yet offensively as far as scoring goes, but has been on the right side and in the right places on defense. As Josie Gilvin gets a pass in the paint, her layup no good. Tipped and rebounded by Crystal Ison. Ison bumped into by Gilvin at half court, stays with it, puts up a jumper, and it's off the back of the rim, no good. Trying to get these shots to fall in transition have been a challenge all year for Jacksonville State, and it continues early in this one, 13-11, about 90 seconds into this second quarter. Western with the ball in the lead. It's Odeth Betancourt at the elbow. Had a big game in Jacksonville when these two teams first met back in January. And they throw it out of bounds. Miscommunication between Aaliyah Pitts and Josie Gilvin. Gilvin ran the wrong route, and Jack State will take over. Middle Tennessee's women leading Florida International 51-41. It's not surprising that Middle Tennessee is leading. It's surprising how only Savannah Wheeler has been producing 25 points and 7 assists today for the Lady Blue Raiders. Gamecocks with it. Shaquise May outside to Samaya Steele. Three ball off the back of the rim again. And Western Kentucky another rebound. It is Alexis Meade looping around at the free throw line. She'll stop on the wing, now take it inside the arc. A pass to Gilvin straight away. Tries a tray. Too much on it. And Asia Barkley gets the rebound this time. I've seen both defenses stand out in this game as Jacksonville State will have some free throws coming up. Samaya Steele took it all the way in the lane, and she was fouled trying a layup. Gilvin with her second personal in this quarter. Gilvin just ahead of Samaya Steele, and she's slow getting up. As they showed that replay, she raced in front of Samaya Steele, not the positioning you want in defense, trying to stop that kind of block, or trying to stop that kind of layup, I should say. And it sends Samaya, the sophomore from Meridianville, Alabama, to the free throw line. First freebie is up and good, 13-12. This one to tie it. The Alabama State transfer from the charity stripe is 2 for 2, and we're tied again, 13-all. 7:33 and ticking here in the first half in Bowling Green, Kentucky. Alexis Meade jukes around Shaquise May in the lane. Layup no good, but she is fouled by May. The junior from Atlanta with the first team foul and her first personal foul, sending the veteran Alexis Meade to the line. 13-13 ball game. Alexis Meade, the California native, stands just 5'5", but is an electric playmaker for the Lady Toppers, and she makes the first free throw. Had 18 points against Jacksonville State in the first meeting between these two teams earlier this season. And Meade sits both of them. It's 15-13. Western Kentucky back on top. Gamecocks get around the press, and then it's stolen right at half court. Destiny Salary, who's finally checked in for Western, comes away with a steal. She just ripped it away from Shaquise May. Three from Meade, off the rim, and pulled down by Rachel Johnson. Down the floor to Shaquise May, one-on-one, Euro step, and she lost it, but she was fouled. And Shaquise definitely feeling some pain as she hit the hardwood at Diddle Arena. Gets up, and she'll get a chance to tie it at the free throw line. Alexis Meade called for the foul. Shaquise May with a good job to try for the Euro step that time, and Meade definitely caught her arm as she tried the layup. That sends Shaquise May to the line, a role player who's played in all 22 games this year for Jacksonville State. The free throw is up and in. Comes in averaging just under 3 points per game. She is a 58% free throw shooter. And the Rockdale County High School product. Dribbles 3 times, puts the ball in her hands, and puts it in the hoop. We're tied at 15. 7:04 to go in the first half. Gamecocks tie it right back up at the line. And Western Kentucky brings back in the international point guard, Teresa Faustino, who jogs it up the court. In Bowling Green, she'll hand it off on the left side to Destiny Salary, who takes it inside the paint. Back outside, a 3 for Pitts. Too much on it. And a foul going for the rebound on Western. I think they're going to get it on Faustino, a push from behind, and Faustino disagrees with the call. Ended up pushing over Shaquise May, I believe, as they were going for the rebound. Shaquise again hitting the deck. Gamecock basketball. Rachel Johnson flares one for May in the corner. Shaquise double team, throws it to the open teammate in Maddie McCoy. Now over to Johnson, layup blocked, and Aaliyah Pitts comes away with it. Just no chance driving inside against this tall Lady Topper team. I mean, even their guards, with the exception of Meade, are all very lengthy. And Jacksonville State back on defense as Odeth Betancourt tries a mid-range jumper. It's off to the left. Madison McCoy grabs it, passes ahead to Samaya Steele, spins in the lane, back outside Maddie, a 3, just short. Rebounded by Barkley, though. Asia triple-teamed, passes back out to Johnson, and can't hit a 3. Got to make these open shots. Still a 15-15 ball game. Western Kentucky turns it over. Rachel Johnson picks up the loose ball at half court. Passes to Steele. Now in the corner to McCoy, who drives inside. Back over to Samaya on the right wing. Gamecocks looking to take the lead for the first time here at Shaquise May, and the 3 ball still not working. Another steal, though, for the Gamecock defense. The rebound went to Western Kentucky until Samaya Steele pulled it away from a Lady Topper. A tray this time from McCoy is short, and Western Kentucky gets the rebound once again. Gamecocks just cannot hit these open shots. That has been the story of this game early. And with 5:10 to go in the first half, we're still tied at 15. Destiny Salary, do-it-all shooting guard for Western Kentucky, has it straight away. A left side pass to Pitts. Got McCoy in front of her. And McCoy strips it. Another takeaway by the Gamecock defense. Passes ahead to Samaya Steele. Races past the defense. And a foul call near the baseline. It'll be a foul on the floor. We'll see who we got the foul on for Western, as both teams are going to bring in a host of substitutions, and we'll head to the media timeout. 4:51 to go in the second. Jack State 15, Western Kentucky 15. Stay with us here on the Gamecock Sports Network. Free throw heavy second period as we come back to play with 4:51 to go until halftime. 4 free throws for Jack State and 2 for Western Kentucky is all the points we've had since the end of the first period. Jacksonville State's defense has stood tall in the second, forcing several turnovers, but just haven't been able to hit the open shots. We'll see if that continues as Samaya Steele at the line misses the first free throw. Gamecocks looking for their first lead in this one. Tied at 15. She could give them the lead right here, and she won't. Too much on it. Rebounded by Western. 0 for 2 after Samaya started. 2 for 2. Lady Toppers give it in the corner to Aaliyah Pitts. To a cutting Faustino. Good pass to the freshman Caitlin Staley, who leaps up and puts it in the basket. Staley, the freshman from the Peach State, at 17-15. 4.5 to go until the break. Gamecocks have stayed with Western the entire game. Western led by as many as 5 in that first period before a 5-0 run to tie it. And Brooklyn McDaniel called for a travel in the paint. Looking at other scores in the league right now, 6 minutes left at Middle Tennessee. They lead FIU 57-45. First half action, Liberty leading at Louisiana Tech 25-20. And about to get underway 20 minutes from now, UTEP and New Mexico State out in Las Cruces. Western Kentucky back with the ball. Pitt standing just to the right of the point. A bounce pass to Allen. Now to Faustino on the left wing. Back to Allen. She drives against McDaniel, puts up a jumper, and it's off to the right, rebounded by Maya Barnes. Hands it off to Jasmine Spencer, the speedster JUCO transfer. Tries a runner, and it's off to the right. Another missed shot by Jack State. Would hate to see what they're shooting right now. 0 for 10 in this second period. That is not going to win you many games. Faustino drives in. Layup is good. And it's a 4-point lead for Western, 19-15. First time we've seen Faustino get into scoring in this game. Has been in the right positions, just hasn't been able to hit the shots, but that layup goes. 19-15, Jasmine Spencer has it stolen, ripped away by Faustino, and Faustino is fouled trying to lay up. She'll head to the free throw line. If you're just joining us, 19-15, Western Kentucky leading, 3:10 to go here in the first half in Bowling Green. At the beautiful E.A. Diddle Arena, Faustino at the line after a steal and a foul. Stole it away from Jasmine Spencer and fouled by Spencer trying to lay up. Western Kentucky, one of the better free throw shooting teams in the league this year, and Faustino right on cue hits it off the rim. No good. Faustino, short point guard, but athletic and a good defender. 2 points, 6 rebounds already in this game. And she goes 1 for 2 this trip. It's 20-15. Maya Barnes, the inbound passer for Jacksonville State as Western Kentucky is pressing. Goes into Elsie Harris, who comes in to replace Spencer. Elsie drives all the way and loses it out the back line, but it was last touched by Western Kentucky, says the official. I think that Odette Betancourt got a hand on it, which is why it went out of the hands of Elsie Harris. So the redshirt junior from Mobile will throw it in here. The Mississippi Gulf Coast transfer had it tipped off the inbound pass, and it's stolen by Western. Down the floor they go. This is a block. Not sure. I think that was Allen who tried the layup, and Maya Barnes rejects it. And the Gamecocks will turn it over coming down the other end as Brooklyn McDaniel couldn't catch up to that leading pass. Again, the defense is impressed by Jacksonville State. It's just been the offensive woes as a team. They're 4 for 23 from the field in this game, and timeout is taken by Western Kentucky. 2:47 to go here in the second quarter. We'll step aside with them. Jack State trailing by 5 here on the Gamecocks Sports Network. A quick timeout is over. Jacksonville State trying to bring it into a 5-0 scoring run by Western Kentucky, who leads it 20-15 with 2:40 to go until halftime. Destiny Salary to Karis Allen to the right side. And now a handoff to Faustino on the wing. Odeth Betancourt comes open beyond the arc. She's not a three-point shooter. She'll hand it off to Pitts, and she misses the three off the rim and over the backboard. It's out of bounds, and it's Gamecock basketball. Jacksonville State rounding out a road trip today before returning home next week to play host to Louisiana Tech on Thursday night. The return matchup with the Lady Texters. Gamecocks give it in to Brooklyn McDaniel. She'll take it in the paint, and she is called for another travel. Oh, man, can't have these kind of turnovers. That is already the 13th turnover by Jacksonville State today. And McDaniel checks out. Jack State 4 of 23 from the field and 13 turnovers. Offense struggling early on, to say the least, but the good news is the defense has been in the right positions. As Jasmine Spencer right on top of Teresa Faustino beyond the arc. Faustino looking left side, a bounce pass to Pitts. This is Salary driving in, layup off the rim, and controlled by Jack State. Rachel Johnson got the rebound. She'll redirect at half court and stop on the wing. Graduate transfer. Chest pass to Jasmine Spencer. Spins away from Faustino, and a push is called on the Lady Topper defender. Faustino not liking the call. Had a hand and I think had a grab of Spencer's jersey that time. 1:41 to go until halftime, and that'll put Jack State in the bonus. The 5th team foul on Western. And Jasmine Spencer heads to the line for a couple of free throws. First freebie up and in from Spencer, the junior college transfer who was the NJCAA's leading scorer last year, averaged 26 points per game. And she is 2 for 2 at the line. It's a one-possession difference once again, 20-17. 1:38 to go until halftime as Faustino crosses over past the WKU logo at half court. They give to Karis Allen near the baseline. Spins away from Johnson, ball on the floor, and they'll retain possession. Almost knocked away that time by Brianna Rhodes. Back outside to Destiny Salary, who had 17 against Jacksonville State in the first meeting, and she is fouled as she takes it near the paint. We'll see if they rule that a shooting foul or a foul on the floor. Couldn't tell if she was looking to pass it away or shoot it, and they are going to say it was on the floor. 1:13 to go here in the first half. Gamecocks down by 3 points at Western Kentucky. A win today would give Jack State their 4th in a row, and it would also put them to 500 in conference play. And now the officials overturn it. They will say it was a shooting foul. And Salary, the, again, tall guard for Western Kentucky. All their guards, it seems, except for maybe Faustino and Meade, are 6 foot or taller. She stands 6 foot, and she heads to the charity stripe. Salary, no points yet in this game. First trip to the line, and she's got a point. It's 21-17. I want to thank everybody for joining us on this Saturday afternoon here on the Gamecock Sports Network. You could be doing anything else, but you're tuning in with us, and we appreciate that. Salary hits both of them, and it's back to a 5-point game, 22-17. As Jasmine Spencer brings it up for Jacksonville State. Was double-teamed momentarily with this zone defense for Western. Rocks to the right side, goes back to the left to Johnson. Rachel passes, tipped and stolen. Intercepted by Destiny Salary. Her layup on the other end goes in. And it's a 7-point lead, biggest of the game for the Lady Toppers. Jack State needs a response. Under a minute to go here in the first half. It's Brianna Rhodes driving in. The layup's good. First points of the day for Brianna, I do believe, and a good-looking shot for the junior out of Montgomery. Blew past the defense that time. 28 seconds and ticking here in the first half. They flare it top of the key to Allen. Going back left side, she'll stop on the wing. Lob inside for Salary. Jumper in and out. And caught by Rachel Johnson. Passes to Crystal Ison, And a stoppage of play, a kickball on Western. Gamecock basketball with the shot clock off, 14 and a half seconds to go. Now we'll see what Jack State does here. We saw them hit a buzzer-beating 3 to take the lead against against Sam Houston on Thursday. Will they have similar luck here as Jasmine Spencer getting around the press? Down the floor to Krista Lyson. Fakes a 3. She'll drive down low. Now give outside to Johnson, who heaves a tray. Got it! Another late 3 as the half was winding down. The shot from half court no good for Western. And Jacksonville State trails by just 2 as we head to the half. Rachel Johnson hits another 3. Wow, what an end to the first half. The Gamecocks get down by as many as 7, but a 5-0 run to end it, and they trail by just 2 at the break. Gamecocks holding tight with one of the best teams in the league, one of the best mid-majors in the nation. Western Kentucky leads at the break, though, 24-22, and we got 20 minutes left. We'll do this. We'll take a timeout. We'll come back in just a bit with halftime scores, halftime stats, and analysis of this game. We'll also preview the men's game later on as they get set to host Western Kentucky at the Pete tonight. All that and more in just a bit here on the Gamecock Sports Network, but at the break, Lady Toppers lead the Gamecocks 24-22. And we're back with you. It's halftime in Bowling Green, Kentucky. Jacksonville State trailing at Western Kentucky 24-22. Offensive woes have been apparent in the first half. That much is true for Jack State. They shot just 6 of 25 from the field in the first half. Thankfully, 4 of those 6 field goals were three-pointers, and that's gotten Jacksonville State to just a 2-point deficit as we sit here at the half at EA Dental Arena. Leading scorer for the Gamecocks have two performers with 5 points each, I should say. Crystal Ison with 5 points, 2 rebounds, and 2 assists, and 5 points and a couple of assists as well for Jasmine Spencer in the first half of play. A made 3 by Rachel Johnson. She also ended the half with 3 rebounds, 1 assist, and 1 steal. Three-pointer made by Maya Barnes, had a couple of assists and a couple of blocks in that first half. Both of the team's blocks coming by way of the junior out of Carver High School in Montgomery. 2 points for Samaya Steele in the first half, both those off free throws. She added a team-best 1 steal and 1 rebound in the first half. 2 points for Brianna Rhodes to go along with a couple of rebounds in just 9 minutes of playing time. And 2 points and 2 rebounds for Shaquise May. She was 2 for 2 at the line before getting into a bit of foul trouble. No points for Asia Barkley, who's coming off a double-double on Thursday against Sam Houston. She did, however, get 5 rebounds and 1 steal. No points, but 2 rebounds for Madison McCoy. Brooklyn McDaniel got a rebound in about 7 minutes of playing time, and Elsie Harris got 1 steal in just 3 minutes of playing time in that first half. She got into some turnover trouble. She'll look to clean that up a bit as we head into the final 20 minutes. Jack State shot 24% from the field, but 25% from deep. That's how you know it's a crazy start to this game. The three-point percentage is higher than the field goal percentage. Gamecocks 6 of 8 from the line, or 75% on free throws. Western Kentucky leading scorer, Josie Gilvin. She had 8 points all in the first period, but added none in that second period. Ended the first half with 8 points, 2 rebounds, 2 steals, 2 blocks, but also had 2 personal fouls, and that's something we'll track in the second half. 5 points for Alexis Meade, 3 of those off free throws, 4 rebounds, 1 steal, and a couple of personal fouls in the first half for Meade. 4 points for Destiny Salary, who came in, played 8 minutes in that second period, picked up right where she left off against Jacksonville State in the first meeting. She had those 4 points to go along with 2 steals and 1 rebound. 3 points by Teresa Faustino, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, and 2 steals, and also 2 personal fouls in that first half for her. 2 points for Aaliyah Pitts and 6 rebounds, and then 2 points and 1 rebound, plus a block and an assist for Caitlin Staley. No points, but 1 steal for Odette Betancourt, who ate Jack State alive in the first meeting, and Karis Allen, no points and 2 rebounds. Gamecocks with just as many rebounds as Western Kentucky in the first half, 22 for either side. But the difference has been turnovers. 13 turnovers for Jacksonville State. Just 8 times the Lady Toppers have turned this ball over. And they lead by 2. They've got 2 more points off turnovers. And they've had 5 more opportunities to score off turnovers versus Jacksonville State. It's 24-22 at the break. Jack State trying to try for another comeback victory on the road after knocking off Sam Houston back on Thursday. Before we break away, again, another check of the CUSA scoreboard. We've got a final score in the Volunteer State. Middle Tennessee pulls away late. They end up with 3 players in double-figure scoring, including a 31-point, 11-rebound double-double for Savannah Wheeler. They beat FIU 73-54. It's halftime at Louisiana Tech. And the Lady Texters, the next team Jack State will see, they trail Liberty at home at the break, 29-23. And they are just about to get underway in Las Cruces as New Mexico State plays host to UTEP. The only other men's game going on right now is Middle Tennessee and FIU down in Miami. They got a barn burner, 9 seconds left. Middle Tennessee leading 67-65 over the Panthers. Other men's games coming up later, of course, Jacksonville State hosting Western Kentucky. That game starts at 4 p.m. at the Pete. Make plans to attend. If you can't make it out, you can catch all the action on ESPN+, and Mike Parris will have the call on the Gamecock Sports Network. Then at 7 p.m. tonight, up in Lynchburg, Virginia, Liberty hosting Louisiana Tech. And an hour after that, the rivalry matchup out in El Paso, New Mexico State and UTEP, way out in the American Southwest. But with that being said, we're going to break away for about 4 more minutes. We'll come back with the start of the second half. Here at the break, Jacksonville State trailing Western Kentucky 24-22. And coming back to start the second half of play, Jacksonville State trailing Western Kentucky 24-22. See if the halftime adjustments work out as we begin the second half of play in Bowling Green. And Jack State did not have the best third period by any stretch of the imagination at Sam Houston, trailed 17-5 in that period versus the Bearcats, and went into the final stanza down 10. We'll see if they can have a better performance out of the locker rooms this time. As the Lady Toppers will have it to start. It'll be the freshman phenom, Caitlin Staley. Hands off to Josie Gilvin, who misses a mid-range jumper. It was rebounded by Faustino, and she fell on the floor and slid. That'll be a travel. Faustino, I think her legs collided with a Gamecock inadvertently, and she fell over to the floor, so Jack State will have it, and Western is pressing on the inbound. Gives in to Elsie Harris. She'll break the press, get it up past half court, get around the defender, stop near the baseline, and pass it back out. It's Crystal Ison on the right wing. Jukes inside, layup off the glass, no good, and rebounded by Western Kentucky. Alexis Meade passes ahead to Faustino. Now Gilvin goes inside for Staley, spin around jumper, falls in. Caitlin Staley with the shot, rolled all the way back to the glass and falls in, and they'll call a foul at the end of the shot. So she'll have a chance for a three-point play here. It's 26-22. Brianna Rhodes called for the personal foul. I believe that is her second personal. As Staley, the freshman from Augusta, Georgia, misses the and one. In and out. Pulled down by Madison McCoy. Over to Elsie Harris, the speedy point guard. She'll stop at the top of the key. Harris fakes left side, passes right to Ison. Crystal Ison, the junior from Tacoma, Washington. Now to Brooklyn McDaniel, who had it stripped, trying a layup. And another turnover for the Gamecocks. Lady Toppers get it. It's Alexis Meade who loops around on the left side. She'll walk it back to the right now. Elsie Harris guarding. Passes tipped and almost stolen. She'll pick it up in the backcourt. Was touched by Elsie Harris. Gets a screen to get away from Harris. Jumper from the free throw line is good. And Meade makes it a 6-point game, 28-22. Couple of baskets to start the second half for Western Kentucky. Gamecocks trying to respond. Crystal Ison throws it right to Western Kentucky. Intercepted. Meade is there again. Passes ahead to Faustino, now to an open teammate. This is Pitts, drives in. Layup is blocked, but then a foul on the putback, and Alexis Meade will head to the charity stripe again. That block credited to Brooklyn McDaniel, who rejected it from behind, but then Crystal Ison fouled Alexis Meade at the baseline, who was trying for some second chance points, and she'll still have the chance for those points this time at the free throw line. Meade with 7 points, make that 8 as the free throw is up and in. 29-22, ties the largest lead of the game. And the second one no good, but rebounded by Madison McCoy for Jack State. Over to Elsie Harris. Meade with her step for step. Flares it right side for Ison, back to Harris. Elsie tries a three from straight away, it's no good. And pulled away by Western Kentucky. Faustino ahead to Aaliyah Pitts. She'll back it at the baseline. Now down low, wide open was Gilvin. Layup good. Just nobody home for Jacksonville State, and timeout taken by the Gamecocks. 31-22 with 7:47 to go in the third. And Petrie has seen enough. He'll talk it over with the team after a 7-0 run to start the half for Western Kentucky. We'll step aside with them. A 9-point lead for the Lady Toppers. Coming back with you out of the timeout, Jacksonville State trailing at Western Kentucky 31-22. 7:47 to go in the third quarter of play in Bowling Green. Gamecocks trailed by just 2 at halftime, but a poor first couple of minutes have resulted in a 7-0 run for the Lady Toppers at Diddle Arena. Jacksonville State, the latest score given up was a wide-open basket for Josie Gilvin, who was wide open underneath the goal. I mean, nobody near her until after she'd shot it. So Jacksonville State trying to make up for that, looking for their first points of the half as Jasmine Spencer brings it up past the timeline. She'll walk it inside the arc, and it's tipped out of bounds by Western. Aaliyah Pitts knocks it out. Pitts almost coming away with a steal that time. Rachel Johnson will be the passer, the senior from Eufaula, Alabama. Give is to Jazz Spencer, who stops top of the key. Spencer guarded tightly by Meade. She gets a screen to get away from her and passes back to Barkley. Right side to Johnson. Johnson pressured, goes back to where she came from on the wing. Almost stolen by Gilvin, puts up a three, and it's off to the left. Saves it from going out of bounds. It goes to Maya Barnes. She'll spin and lob it back outside for Spencer. Jazz, a bounce pass to Asia Barkley. Around 2 defenders, driving layup, and she is fouled hard. Sent hard to the deck and into the Western Kentucky cheerleaders is Barkley, and she will head to the free throw line. I mean, that Caitlin Staley got every bit of that foul. That was as much as you can foul someone without it being a technical. Asia Barkley, ooh, looking back at the replay, she slapped her in the forehead, trying for the block. Surprised they're not going to take a look at that after Asia Barkley was called for the technical back in that first period. The free throw from the junior Anniston Lady Bulldog is no good. In and out off the rim. 31-22 with 7:04 remaining in this third quarter. Trying to make it an 8-point difference if she can hit this free throw. Barkley, who had 10 points on Thursday, and she makes the second free throw, 31-23. Alexis Meade races up the right sideline. She'll walk it to the left wing. A bounce pass. Aaliyah Pitts has got it right at the three-point line. Pitts down low to Staley. A perfect pass, but she just dropped it. Over to Rachel Johnson. Ahead to Jasmine Spencer. Gamecocks trying to cut further into the deficit. A three for Barnes off the rim. And Staley boxes out to get the rebound. Over to Teresa Faustino, who played it up and down first half, didn't get a ton of points, but was in the right place on rebounds and on defense. Throwing up a three looked like a prayer that time, and it was not answered off the rim. Rebounded by Jasmine Spencer. Spencer to the right side. A pass to the left wing. It's Rachel Johnson. Now back to Spencer on the right side. Gets around Gilvin. Passes to Asia Barkley, who wasn't ready for it. She picks it up off the floor, and she is fouled again by Staley. So Asia Barkley back to the free throw line, and another foul on the freshman forward, Caitlin Staley. So we look back at it. It was a great pass from Jasmine Spencer. It was similar to the pass we saw from Meade in the first period where nobody was ready for it, including the teammate. So Asia Barkley picked it up off the floor and was fouled trying to lay it off the glass. She'll head back to the line. It is 31-23 with 6 minutes to go in the third. And this free throw, nothing but net. 31-24. A touchdown ball game halfway through the period. The second free throw from the 6-foot forward is good. 31-25. Lady Toppers bringing it up the near sideline with Alexis Meade. A chest pass on the right side. Now back top of the key to Pitts. Faustino guarded by Jasmine Spencer. Over to Meade, who has Shaquise May in front of her. Meade jumps into the lane. She'll spin. Pass back outside to Betancourt. Jumper, good. 33-25, Odette Betancourt. A nice jumper, and now a stoppage of play. Was there a foul after the shot? They're going to send both teams to their respective benches. Looked like there was a collision under the basket after the shot from Odeth Betancourt, and now Petrie asking for an explanation from his bench, telling his team to head to the sideline. This has been a game that, I mean, at times, yeah, it's looked a little chippy, but I'm not sure what happened after the play. We're going to have an official review. Betancourt did make the shot, so it should be 33-25 as we sit here 5.5 to go in the third period. Petrie getting his explanation from the head official, and he is nodding ahead with it. So we'll see what they come up with out of this official review. We'll step aside momentarily. Gamecock basketball here on the Gamecock Sports Network, 33-25. So we're back with you on the Gamecock Sports Network. There was a collision after the play between Shaquise May and Alexis Mead, so they assessed a double technical on offsetting technicals essentially, one on Alexis Mead, one on Shaquise May, as they both pulled each other to the floor going for the rebound. So that is all that happens out of that. It's the first foul on Shaquise. It is the third personal foul on Alexis Mead, and the Gamecocks will have the ball coming out of that official review. It's going to be Jasmine Spencer, who's got it on the far sideline for Jacksonville State, trailing 33-25. Jump in the lane. Floater is good from Jasmine Spencer, 33-27. And the Gamecocks have cut it to a two-possession difference halfway through this third period. Alexis Mead, top of the key. Pass to the right side. Aaliyah Pitts grabs it. Back over to Odeth Betancourt, who hit the jumper before that timeout. To Faustino, and her layup is blocked by Maya Barnes. Gamecocks come away with it. Crystal Ison races down the floor to Spencer for three. Oh, in and out. So close, but couldn't get it. And the Lady Toppers get the rebound. Betancourt came down with it. Jazz Spencer so close to making it a three-point game. Just in and out on her tray. Josie Gilvin has it just to the left of the point. She'll drive inside, pass back out to Meade. And the 5'5 senior bounces across the floor to Faustino. Faustino sidesteps a defender. She's blocked again. This time it's Asia Barkley with a rejection. Crystal Ison down on the other end. Stutter step, layup good. 33-29. Gamecocks playing very well as a team. Defense to offense to defense to offense on consecutive possessions. 4 minutes to go in this third period, 33-29. Josie Gilvin beyond the arc. Rockets one inside for Betancourt. Spin around jumper, and that goes. Ends a short little scoring run there for Jack State, 35-29. Jasmine Spencer jogging up the near side. She's slowing down the pace a bit. They'll set it up on the left wing for her. A pass straight away to Barnes. Now right side to Ison. Crystal, the JUCO transfer from Eastern Arizona, finds Spencer in the corner. That three off the mark. Rebounded by Western Kentucky's Aaliyah Pitts. And with 3:20 to go in the third period, they take right back over. Pitts stands just beyond the arc as she passes to Josie Gilvin. Gilvin rockets one. It's no good. Launched it from long range, couldn't hit it. Barkley comes away with a rebound over to Jazz. Screen set from Barkley. Spencer takes left side, no good. On the layup, rebounded by Johnson. Rachel to Ison, back in the corner to Spencer. And Jazz, being a little bit more selective here, gives off to Ison for three. In and out again. Oh, these shots have got to fall eventually. Put back no good by Asia Barkley, who got the offensive board down low. And finally, Western Kentucky boxes out this time. Lady Toppers leading by 6 as Alexis Meade. No look pass to a cutting Josie Gilvin. Layup goes. 37-29. That is as good as it gets from Alexis Meade. Another no look pass from the star guard. And a turnover on the other end by Jack State as Crystal Ison looked like she just dribbled it off the side of her foot. A couple of subs coming in for the Gamecocks. Brianna Rhodes in along with Elsie Harris. Trying to cut into this 8-point deficit with 2:14 to go in the third period. 3-team fouls for either side as Western gives it off to Alexis Meade. Step back jumper, no. She passes off to Betancourt. And the jumper no good off the glass. Rebounded by Elsie Harris. The speedster stops at the arc. Goes down low to Brianna Rhodes, who lost the handle of it. Western comes away with it at the baseline. Just lost it. I mean, she would have had a chance to maybe spin away and try for a shot, but you got to have the ball for anything like that to start. As Western Kentucky has it with Teresa Faustino. Faustino on the right wing. Drives against Ison. Stops in the paint. Spins. Tries a layup. It's no good. And they called a foul on the shot. So Teresa Faustino will head to the free throw line for a couple here with 1:25 to go in the third. It's an 8-point ball game here in Bowling Green, Jack State and Western Kentucky. In the first meeting this year, it was a close game at the half. Western pulled away mostly in that fourth period. They had a 39-point second half as Faustino try to make it a double-digit lead at the line here. The first free throw is good. 38-29 your score. Trying to make it a clean 10-point lead. And Faustino will do just that, 39-29. Largest lead of the ball game as Elsie Harris tosses it in. Harris gets it back. She'll cross over past the Western Kentucky logo. Gets a screen from Rhodes. Stops beyond the arc to Johnson for three. Off the rim again, just doinking these threes, not missing by much. Back over to Harris, who takes it down low, now redirects. A pass to Rhodes, a handoff to Harris. Spins away from the defense. She's double-teamed and throws it right to the defense. Intercepted by Gilvin, and she is fouled, bringing it up the floor by Maya Barnes, and good sportsmanship by Maya as she helps her up. Maya accidentally tripped her. Gilvin still in a lot of pain. They may take the sophomore out. We'll watch and see exactly what happened on the replay. Yeah, Maya reached in to try to knock it away, and you could tell her leg collided with Gilvin. Gilvin fell right on that right forearm. With Western Kentucky in the bonus, a chance to extend this already double-digit lead. First free throw is true from Gilvin. She has got 13 points now. She has been the most impressive player, I would say, for Western Kentucky, especially coming in and knowing the power that they have and the people who stood out all season and have stood out against Jack State already this year. Gilvin has really made a name for herself, at least from the Gamecock perspective in this one. 41-29, under 50 seconds to go in the third period. As Crystal Eisen has it straight away. Eisen calls for a screen from Rhodes, drives inside and blocked out of bounds. Wow, good defense from Caitlin Staley. Another block in this game. There have been plenty. That is the 9th combined, the 5th for the Lady Toppers, and the 3rd for the freshman Staley. Eisen gets the inbound, dumps it off down low to Rhodes, and the layup's good. Back to a 10-point difference, 41-31, under 30 seconds to go in the period. Lady Toppers bring it up with Alexis Mead. Shot clock goes dark, so a chance to hold off for the last shot if you really want to, if you're Western. Alexis Mead will do just that. She holds on to it beyond the arc. Eisen in front of her. Walks it to the left side, goes down low, has it mid-range if she wants it. She'll try the jumper. She'll hit the jumper. 43-31, and Jack State will only be able to toss it in. That does it for the first 3 periods of play. We head to the final stanza. It's a 12-point lead for Western Kentucky. 43-31. They lead by a dozen as we head to the 4th in just a moment here on the Gamecock Sports Network. We head to the fourth period of play in Bowling Green. Jacksonville State trailing at Western Kentucky 43-31. Lead is a dozen for the Lady Toppers, who look to go to 6-4 in conference play. Still time left for Jack State to try to create another comeback on the road this week, as they came into this game 4-5 in league action. Started 1-5 in league matchups, but have won all three of their games in February. Don't want to see that streak end today. Samaya Steele stands on the right wing as the Gamecocks look to start this comeback with her. Takes it to the top of the key and passes off to Crystal Eisen in the corner. Eisen to McCoy to Steele on the left side. To Maddie, who tries the three. Up and no good. Rebounded by Johnson, and she is fouled on her putback attempt. Caitlin Staley called for at least her third, maybe her fourth foul. We'll check and see. And Rachel Johnson will have a chance for two at the line here to make it a 10-point game. Another three-pointer missed by Jack State. Gamecocks just 9 of 41 from the field in this game. 22%. Of course, Western has not shot well either, as the free throw rolls to the back and falls in from Johnson. Western shooting just 32% from the field, but that is better than 22. Johnson got both of them. Rachel 2 for 2 that trip, and it's 43-33 with 9.5 to play in this ball game. Alexis Mead running point still for Western Kentucky. She'll spin around in the lane, spin again, and the layup just falls off the rim. Crystal Eisen gets the defensive board. Mead all over her in defense. They pass ahead to Samaya Steele, who crosses the timeline. Steele, who was a high school star at Hazel Green High up in North Alabama, will cross up Josie Gilvin and pass over to Eisen. Pass inside to Rhodes, back to Steele on the right. Samaya, no look pass to Johnson, who threw it off the bottom of the rim. Oh, that's not good. Had a chance for a layup that time, but didn't have the right positioning under the basket. Western Kentucky got the rebound. They bring it up. It's Faustino to Gilvin, and she threw it out of bounds, but first a foul. And we'll see who the foul was on. I think it's going to be on Jack State. I would imagine it's probably going to be on Rachel Johnson. No, they're going to get Brianna Rhodes with her second personal. She checks out. By the way, Staley with just 3 personal fouls. Had none in the first half, but 3 here in the second half. Aaliyah Pitts to Josie Gilvin. On the left wing, this is Alexis Mead driving against Eisen. Layup, rolls in. No foul at the end of the play, as there was some contact, but the shot goes, and it's 45-33. Man press as Samaya Steele brings it up. Sophomore point guard has it tipped away by Josie Gilvin. She gets it back, takes it inside, passes beyond the arc to Johnson. Rachel to Steele, and out of bounds off Western Kentucky, as it was tipped out again, that time by Faustino. A stingy defensive effort by the Lady Toppers today. It seems like they have been everywhere. And, of course, Jack State's not shot the ball particularly well. But, when you've got a hand in the face of every shot, a hand in the face of every pass, it's not going to be an easy day on offense for anybody. Crystal Eisen to the wing. Johnson launches a three. It's off the rim and caught by Western Kentucky's Josie Gilvin, but she stepped right out of bounds. It was an incredible effort to get the rebound by Gilvin, but the foot was right on the line, and she realized it just as she caught it. If she lets it go, it might be Western ball. I think Asia Barkley had the last touch. Samaya throws it into half court. Madison McCoy catches at the logo. Walks it up, hands it off to Eisen on the right side. Crystal takes it top of the key, back outside Maddie. Fakes a shot, goes left side to Steele, now to McCoy. 7 on the shot clock. She'll spin against Gilvin, jumper short. And rebounded by Pitts, some contact, no foul called. And Western Kentucky has it. 7.5 to play in this game. It's a 12-point lead for Western Kentucky, 45-33. Josie Gilvin on the far sideline. Coming back to the left to Meade. She has it at the elbow. Pitts shadowed by McCoy. to Gilvin, now to Meade. Ison in front of her. Stops with 3 on the shot clock, and it goes out of her hands, goes right to Crystal Ison. Just lost the grip. Crystal around 2 defenders, around 2 more, and the layup is good. And it's 45-35, and timeout taken by Jacksonville State. 6:54 left. It's a 10-point game, 45-35, and we'll step aside with them. Gamecocks still battling in Bowling Green. Six minutes and 54 seconds remaining in this ball game. Jack State trailing Western Kentucky by a score of 45-35. Still some time left to turn it around, but you need to get it started sooner rather than later if you're Jacksonville State. The good news is that you have held Western scoreless so far in this period, at least for much of this period. You try to continue that effort on defense that has held Western to just 16 of 49 from the field. Maybe the offense will turn it around. Seems like eventually they've got to if you're the Gamecocks. Alexis Meade's got it on the left wing. Hard pass to Aaliyah Pitts. Now a bounce one to Odeth Betancourt down low, and she is fouled trying a layup. They'll get Asia Barkley for a blocking foul, and that sends Betancourt to the line for a couple. Odeth Betancourt really dominated the first matchup at the Pete back in January. Had 12 points, had a lot of rebounds. Seemed like she had a double-double. I don't have the numbers right in front of me. But in this game, it's been different. Just 5 points and 3 rebounds for the tall forward. As the free throw is up and in, it's 46-35. Betancourt trying to go 2 for 2 this trip, and she will. Back to a 12-point ball game with 6.5 to play. Jasmine Spencer receives the inbounds pass, and she'll run up against Alexis Meade. Rachel Johnson gets a pass on the wing. Back to Spencer, right side. 3, got it. And, oh, man, I've seen that shot before. Jasmine Spencer has had a tendency for heating up when it gets close late in games, and She makes a deficit 9 with that tray, 47-38. Can she heat up again, this time in Bowling Green? 6 minutes remaining, still plenty of time as Odette Betancourt hits a long two. That one almost a three-pointer. They'll call it just a two, though, and it's 49-38. Not often that you see your big center hitting shots from that far away. Rachel Johnson standing straight away. She'll drive down low, pass back out at the last moment to Maddie McCoy, and out to Spencer right side. Same spot she hit the last one. Won't shoot it this time. She'll kick it in the corner to Johnson, who lost it. Rachel almost lost it out of bounds. She saved it, but right to Western Kentucky. Alexis Meade walks it across the Western Kentucky logo at midcourt. She'll walk it to the right side with 5:15 to play, almost to travel. Goes to Pitts, now to Betancourt in the corner. Tries a long two off the rim this time, but an offensive board for Faustino. Back to Betancourt under the basket, and she missed the layup this time. Jack State comes away with it. Asia Barkley over to Spencer, ahead to Rachel Johnson. Now Ison wide open, didn't take the three. She'll walk inside and hit an uncontested layup. Odette Betancourt just overcommitted trying to stop the three, and it allowed Ison to blow by her and make it a 9-point game, 49-40. Alexis Meade, step back two, in and out. Rachel Johnson picks it up off the floor. Over to Crystal Ison, who's in double-figure scoring now, and throws it out of bounds. She had Jazz Spencer wide open on the wing, and Crystal Ison just threw it wide of her. Man, these miscommunications come back to bite you. That is the 21st turnover of the day for Jacksonville State. For reference, Western has just 10. So, yeah, the Gamecocks haven't been able to score in this game, but it's hard to do that when you keep turning it over. Pitts to Alexis Meade at the free throw line. Bounce pass down low to Betancourt. Jumper off the iron and rebounded by Madison McCoy. Maddie coming up the near side, the senior from Knoxville. To Jazz Spencer, now to Crystal Ison. Back to Jazz. She'll try a three. She'll sink it. And Spencer makes it a two-possession game. 49-43. Still 3:40 remaining. A lot of time left in this game. Gamecocks not going away easily. Alexis Meade pulls up long range. Can't get it. And Asia Barkley comes away with the rebound. Ahead to Crystal Ison, almost fouled at half court. Crystal runner off the rim and out of bounds off of her. She had another uncontested shot. You've just got to finish it. She started that Euro step way too early and was too far on the runner. 3:21 remaining, 49-43. Western Kentucky leads, and they have the ball. But the Gamecocks continuing to battle. They trailed by as many as, 12 or 13 in this game. It's just a 6-point difference with 3 and change left as Alexis Meade brings it up for the Lady Toppers. To Destiny Salary, who's checked back in on the left side. Karis Allen at the elbow, driving against McCoy. She'll spin. Stop at the CUSA logo and pass back out to Meade. 10 on the shot clock. Now they'll really start the play. A screen for Meade. Back over to Allen on the right side. Drives down low, spins, jumper, too short, and McCoy gets the rebound. Madison bounces it ahead to Spencer. 2:45 to go. Jasmine to McCoy. McCoy drives around Gilvin. Her jumper is good. 49-45 with 2.5 to play. Need another stop now if you're the Gamecocks. Things getting tight late, and timeout will be taken first by Western Kentucky. We'll step aside with them. 2:29 to play. Jacksonville State has cut it to a 4-point difference. It's 49-45. 2 minutes and 29 seconds remaining in this battle in Bowling Green. Jacksonville State and Western Kentucky, a 4-point lead for WKU, 49-45. Josie Gilvin tosses it in, trying to end this 7-0 scoring run for the Gamecocks. As they lob down low, and somehow Gilvin gets to it. She finds an open Staley, and the shot good off the glass. That should have been another turnover. Jack State should have had it going the other way, but just out of the reach of Asia Barkley. Not her fault. Western just made a good play. Madison McCoy has it stripped on the other end, and now Western's got the ball right back up by 6. 2 minutes remaining, and now this is a huge possession for Western. If you can score, make it a 3-possession difference, you can feel pretty good about the rest of this ball game. But if it stays a 6-point game, Jack State still got hope. As Josie Gilvin has it stripped out of bounds, Jack State will have it. So the Gamecocks get it back with 1:42 remaining. They're going to have a chance. Gilvin just lost it out the back line. It goes into Jasmine Spencer. Spencer ahead to Asia Barkley. She'll drive. She'll have it ripped out. And Gilvin comes away with the ball again. Another steal for the sophomore out of Louisville. What a game for her today. Alexis Meade stops on the right wing. There's 1:20 remaining. Need a stop here in the worst way if you're Jacksonville State. Meade on the right side. Gets a screen. 7 on the shot clock. Passes back out to Allen for 3. Oh, she got it. First make of the day for Karis Allen, and it's a 9-point game. And with less than a minute left, that should just about do it. She might have iced it. Rachel Johnson launches a 3. It's no good. And a foul going for the rebound on Jack State. We'll see who they get the foul on. I would imagine it's going to be Shaquise May. And looks like it will be. That's going to be her 3rd personal. Correction, 4th foul on Queese, and she'll come out with 54 seconds remaining. You need a miracle if you're Jack State. Western Kentucky bounces it in. We'll see if the Gamecocks are even going to foul here. Would imagine they just hold off here, and it does look like the Lady Toppers are going to slow down the pace. So Jack State will not foul with a 9-point deficit in less than a minute to go. They won't have to try a shot until around 23 to go. Alexis Meade at the free throw line, passes back out. A 3 from the top of the key, no good. And a foul called. 29.7 seconds remaining, and I think they're going to overturn it. They're going to say it was a travel before the shot by Allen, so no foul. And Jack State will just toss it in with less than 30 seconds remaining. So Western Kentucky is going to win this game. A hard-fought battle in this final stanza. Jack State cut it to, within a 6-point difference, but in the end, the Lady Toppers are going to hold on and pick up their 6th win in conference play and their 15th win of the season. With this loss, Jack State will fall to 9-13, 4-6 in league matchups. And again, we'll be right back with you on Thursday next week as Jack State plays host to Louisiana Tech at the Pete. 6:30 p.m. Central Time start at Pete Matthews Coliseum. Of course, we're going to have all those Northeast Alabama high school basketball regionals games all week. So if you like basketball, make sure to come on out to the Pete. But we will have women's basketball action Thursday versus the Lady Texters. They make their first ever trip to Pete Matthews Coliseum, 6:30 Thursday. We'll have it live on ESPN Plus and right here on the Gamecock Sports Network. A tough pill to swallow tonight for Jack State. We've still got 29 seconds left. The Gamecocks are going to lose this one, barring a miracle. They trail 54-45. By the way, other final scores, Liberty beats Louisiana Tech 58-53 on the road. Middle Tennessee blew out FIU 73-54 at home. And nearing halftime at New Mexico State, they lead UTEP 36-25. Gamecocks give it in to Madison McCoy. A handoff to Samaya Steele, who walks it to the right side. Samaya gets a screen from Brianna Rhodes. Gives off to Bree. A long 2 is off the glass. Ball on the floor. And we'll have a jump ball possession arrow to Western, and that should do it. Lady Toppers should only have to pass it in, walk it up the floor, and with no shot clock, that should do it. And now Lady Toppers are going to call time themselves. So Western Kentucky is expecting Jacksonville State to press here, trying to get the ball back. But again, with 16 seconds left, I'm not sure if they really wanted to talk it over or if they just wanted a timeout to think about this win a bit more. Western Kentucky beats Jack State by 10 in Jacksonville, and they lead by 9 in Bowling Green with 16 seconds remaining. Greg Collins with a sweep of the Gamecocks this season for the Lady Toppers. Rick Petrie falls to 2-11 all-time here at Diddle Arena. But another good battle. This is a really good Western Kentucky team, and for Jacksonville State, stayed with them until the final last couple minutes. Western just a bit too much. They give it in to Alexis Mead, and that should do it. She'll dribble out the clock, and the Lady Toppers will be victorious in this one by a final score of 54-45. Looking at final stats for the Gamecocks, leading scorer was Jasmine Spencer. She had 13 points, 3 made threes in this game, and 2 assists for the junior college transfer. Crystal Ison ended with 11 points on 5 of 12 shooting, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, and 1 block. But nobody else really had more than 2 field goals in this game for Jack State. Brianna Rhodes with 4 points and 2 rebounds, a very off performance for Bree. 5 points for Rachel Johnson. She had just 1 made field goal on 11 attempts, 7 rebounds for Rachel, 2 assists and 1 steal. 3 points for Asia Barkley. She had a team best and game best 10 rebounds tonight. 3 points for Maya Barnes and 4 rebounds to go along with 3 blocks in this game. And 2-point performances by Shaquise Mays, Samaya Steele, and Madison McCoy. But not enough to knock off Western Kentucky. Josie Gilvin had a game-high 14. Alexis Mead with 12 points. And the Western Kentucky Lady Toppers, sweep the regular season series over Jack State this year, winning in Jacksonville by 10 and winning on the road up in Bowling Green 54-45. Again, we'll see you next Thursday. Jack State hosts Louisiana Tech, 6:30 p.m. Central Time at the Pete. We hope to see you there. If you can't make it out, as always, you can catch all the action on the Gamecock Sports Network and on ESPN+. But for everybody with Jacksonville State Athletics and Jack State women's basketball, Logan Maddox signing off. Have a great rest of your weekend. Your final score from Bowling Green, Jacksonville State falls at Western Kentucky, 54-45.